what a week we've had. Who's come to another film this week so far? At least one. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you all for supporting. This has been one of our most successful weeks. There's clearly a great demand for these kind of events and conversations, and most of all, films. Our conversations, I feel, have been some of the most diverse we've had. Last night, we had an audience who respectfully discussed a film that includes multiple narratives regarding DEIR YASSIN, which is known as one of Israel's most controversial events. Then later on, we followed that with a conversation on refugees in Israel. And that also, people were just so immersed within the conversation. It's been a really special week. I also was going to note that Saturday night we had here Faran, who was talking about the questioning the relevance of a two-state solution. And then that next morning, we had Orthodox settlers here talking about their situation. It's just such a diverse array of voices. If you missed some of those conversations, they're going to be up on our YouTube channel, so please check out the Other Israel YouTube page. I want to give a big thanks, first and foremost, to Carole Zabar, our leader and founder. Carole, please come up, say a few words. Come on up.
I can't thank you all enough for coming. You make my festival. This has really been the most remarkable festival, at least from my perspective. I feel for the first time we're talking about issues that we never really discussed before, and one of them is 1948. Everybody has been fixated on the West Bank and problems with Partners for Peace, but we showed a film last night, Born in DEIR YASSIN, that the conversation really shifted to 1948, which is something that we all should grapple with. Nothing changed, and I'm not expecting it to be cataclysmic, but it was important that the dialogue has started to shift. I have to say, from my own perspective in this 11 years, I've really changed. Many things that I looked at in a kind of more iconoclastic Israeli way, I now begin to see different sides of things, how important it is to think about the Eritreans and Sudanese refugees, which I didn't give much thought to before. I feel differently now. So I thank you for coming. You will have a lot of fun with this last movie, Shadi's movie, Holy Air, and we hope to see you upstairs.
Thank you very much. For the third time this year, we have the honor to present an award in memory of a man who brought truth to light through film and journalism, our friend Bob Simon. Please welcome Francoise Simon to give the Bob Simon Award. Okay, please go somewhere. The filmmakers are here.
Thank you. Well, I guess you know my name. Good evening. No need to repeat it. It's a privilege to be here, part of this festival, and a great honor to be able to present an award, the Bob Simon Award, in my late husband's name. My daughter Tanya and I are very grateful to the organizers of the festival, Carole, of course, and Ravit, and Isaac in particular, who conceived the idea of the Bob Simon Award, so very many thanks. And I would all like to thank the filmmakers themselves, because without them, we don't have a festival. For those of you who may not be familiar with Bob's work, just a few words. He was a journalist for close to 5 decades. He joined CBS News in June of 1967, an important year for him and for Israel as well. And he was very connected to Israel. We lived there for 25 years, during which he covered a wide range of stories, explored every aspect of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, and also celebrated Israel's achievements and vibrancy. That being said, Bob spent most of his career, though, covering wars and going to dangerous places, or as he called them, uncomfortable places, and not necessarily in the physical sense. These uncomfortable places were what he liked best, and that's how he saw his job as a journalist, to investigate, to challenge, to question, and above all, never accept the official narrative too lightly or toe the party line, and sometimes with dramatic consequences, as we remember when he was captured in Iraq during the first Gulf War, after refusing to embed with the US military. The film Born in Deir Yassin tells a very uncomfortable story that weaves the harsh and harrowing testimonies of the old soldiers who fought at Deir Yassin with the haunting secrets of an inmate at the mental institution founded on the ruins of the abandoned village, an appropriate monument, to quote one of the participants on a return visit. This film, Born in Deir Yassin, stirs a great deal of emotion and may be very hard to process, but it is a bold and brave, honest and important piece of filmmaking. So Tanya and I are honored to present the Bob Simon Award to the documentary Born in Deir Yassin and congratulate its director and fellow journalist, Nita Shoshani. Thank you. Okay.
We have here two of the filmmakers. We have the producer, Rotem Faran, and the editor of the film.
Sorry if I forgot to mention someone. She is, thank you, congratulations. Very important film, very educational, even though it's very disturbing. Thank you. There we are.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
We want to thank you all. It came as a surprise. We were very excited last night to hear all the response and to see how much emotion the film raised. I think Neta will be very proud to hear all the feedbacks, and really thank you for coming and thank you for the award.
I would like to join Rotem by saying thank you, and thank you, of course, members of the festival, Carole, Isaac, Aaron, everyone, for letting us show the film and expose the film and this evidence to more people and hopefully get something together. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, it's closing night, just a few thank yous. I want to thank, I've mentioned this every night, our partners are the people who do the work on the ground, and please follow up with them. Continue to keep the spirit of Other Israel alive through the work of our partners throughout the year, and check out all of the different options you have to get involved with creating change. I want to give a big thank you to our concession stand outside that's run by our adaptations program here at the JCC and has been here every night of the festival. I want to give a big thank you to Mohammed Bakri, who's with us tonight, who's part of our selection committee and a big member of what this festival is. All of our volunteers and interns, I hope some of them are in here right now, who have made this festival possible. A big thank you to Aron Shamir. Aron, are you here? Aron, who has come on board too to add an extra hand to everything we do here. Sam is our projectionist who has worked tirelessly all week to make these films look beautiful on the screen and make us all sound so clear. And Sam, thank you so much. You do a fantastic job. I want to give a big thank you to all of the guests of our festival, all the speakers that came in, all the filmmakers who have made these fabulous films. And even though it is really hard to make films like this that we put here in Other Israel, in Israel right now, and there's not as much support for these kinds of stories anymore, we are so happy that filmmakers are still saying we can do it, we can put our voices out there and are not afraid to do it, and despite what it might do to their careers. And thank you all so much to all the filmmakers. Of course, well, one more special thank you. A huge thank you. This is something that we've never done before, but all of our guests need to be picked up at the airport, and Freddie Tello Castillo has been doing that, and he's like the only guy that could still get in there with a sign. You know how hard these things are. Getting to the airport, that's the hard, forget about flying from Israel to America, it's really getting out of JFK that's hard. And he works, his company is Semperide. You can check them out at semperide.com. He's here with us tonight. We are so honored. Thank you, Freddie, for all of your help. Our filmmakers love riding with him. He makes it all worthwhile. Of course, our box office and all the support here at the JCC. Joy was here a moment ago, our executive director. But finally, to our film team, Aaron Dobbs, who is our assistant director and the latest member of our team. Yara Kedem, who has been serving all of our guests. All I hear is how great Yara is, and I'm like, enough already, please, come on. Now, Yara, thank you so much, an amazing job. Gets up 6 in the morning to meet guests and keep them entertained while they wait for their rooms. You can't imagine what kind of details go into this, and everything else throughout. That's just the beginning of the day. And of course, Sabrina Bleich, who's up there. Sabrina is our program associate and has, this is a team effort, this festival, and it's just been a fantastic, smooth festival. Thank you all for being a part of this. Closing night film, we're really honored to have here Holy Air. Holy Air, first of all, I'm going to mention, opens in theaters in 2 weeks. So you should all be telling your friends to go out and see this film. It's a comedy, so it's nice to end with that. It played at the Tribeca Film Festival. And I think through beautiful cinematic language, captures life in Nazareth. It's rich in the details, and on the surface, I think, is also a film that's not getting lost in the politics, but rather talks about the people. We're honored to have here the actor, director, writer of the film, Shadi Swar. Shadi, thank you so much. You'll be seeing a lot of him in the next hour and a half. We also have the producer of the film, who's one of Israel's legendary producers. He's produced a lot of Amos Gitai's film, and maybe all of Amos Gitai's films. Ilan Moskovich. Ilan, thank you very much for being here. Silence your cell phones. Keep them in your pockets.